everyone, Karen here, and today we're going to be making a 5x7 easel card using this die from Creative Expressions. Now when I bought this die, I thought it was going to make a card that was a little bit different shape than what it was, because I wasn't paying attention to the size that it said. And I also wasn't paying attention to where it showed that it was going to be a tent-fold card, because the outer die here doesn't have a cutting edge on the top. So that would cut your card base. This die here cuts a background layer for the house. And then when I cut the house out, I realized there's no cutting edge on here. You have to use these two dies together to get a house to cut out. So it ended up being a little different, but I'm going to show you. You can still make the card do what you want it to do using these dies. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the outer one that would make the card base, and I'm going to cut the top of this piece off. So I'm just going to take my trimmer. I am going to, first I'm going to tear this off it so I can line it up a little bit easier. I am going to line that up with the cut line because I know my blade goes down here. Going to put this down here, and I'm just going to cut that top part right off. All right, so that's now going to be the top of our card. Okay, so now we have this piece here. I have my mat, which will be the back of my house. We are done with the die, so let's put it over there. I have a 5x7 card base. So all this is the part that I'm going to make the easel, and this will be the house on here. Now, I want to make this a 5x7, so I'm going to put some grass on the bottom, which I will be attaching the house to. I have a congratulations on your new home, which I can fill in some of the space up here. So the first thing I want to do is get everything colored. So I'm going to use some watercolors today. So let me grab my glass mat. Let me grab my spray bottle. And I'm going to start with just putting some green on the bottom here. I'm just going to spritz these a little bit. Put some water up here in my mat. Don't need a lot of color, don't need a lot of water. I'm going to put some color on here. I'm going to put some of the lighter color on here. A little bit of the third color of green. I'm going to wet my watercolor paper a little bit so it will spread the color out a little bit more. Move my finger so I can get the whole thing done. Oh, and I just realized I need to do the other side. That's where I had the word grass written on there. So we'll do it again. Put some color on here. Some of the lighter color. And move this over a little bit, because there's 3 shades of green in here. So I'm just blending the green. And there we go. That is done. We will let that dry. Let me bring in the house. Now I'm not going to wet this first, because I am going to want to do this piece by piece. So I'm going to wet the black. Give myself a little water down here. Wet my brush. Come into the black. And I'm just going to put some color on this roof. Some more water. So I want to make sure it doesn't go over the windows, so I need to control where the water's actually going here. So I'm going to put the water directly on the card with my paintbrush. That way I can control where the watercolored card is wet and where it is dry. It's going to come all across here, around this window. Now I just have water on my brush right now. I will pick up a little bit of color. I'm going to mix it in the water. I don't want it too dark down here. Put some color on here where the card is damp. I want to keep the top darker than the bottom. Let's come down here, across the bottom, outline the window. And color that in. Pick up a little bit more color, a little bit more water. Come down here. Let's look at that. I think that will be good. Let me just make the line here a little bit more defined around this window. Get a little more color here. Pick up some water. Don't want it to be too dark. And there we go. Now, while that dries, I'm going to do the door. And I'm thinking for the door, let me grab a little more water here. Move this over a little bit more. There we go. Now for the door, let's do a blue door. Why not? Let's pick up some blue, some water. I don't want it too dark to begin with, because you can always go darker with watercolors. Now this door does open, which is kind of fun. I'm going to put some blue on dry card. I kind of want the color to stay put here in these little insets that are on the door. Now I'll pick up some water and spread the blue over the rest of the door. I'll make my life easy. Just pick up the part that is cut out. So I can do that quickly. Now this side here, I need to be careful not to go over to where the house is. All right, I'm going to pick up a little more paint, and I'll put some shading in here. Make the panels a little darker than the rest of the door. Give it a little texture here by just kind of tapping. All right, that's good for the door. Wipe off my brush. Now for the windows, I'm thinking I might leave the window frames the off-white color. So the step, here again, let's go back to the black. And let's do some steps here. That's a little dark. We can lighten that up. Get the door out of the way. There is a little perforation mark there that shows you where the door is going to open. All right, so let me come up here. Come down here. Now let me pick up some water. Now I'll just need water. And I'm just going to spread this color around. Come right up here to where the line is. Because there is a lot of embossed detail on this die. Which is why I got it. Alright, now there's the stoop. So now the house. We just need to decide what color we want for the house. Let's go with a brown house then, I guess. Let me grab a piece of paper and test this color out here. Let's see. It's kind of a light color. I think that will work. Pick up some more paint. All right, now it would be the darkest right here under the roof. And it would be dark up here. Go around the window. Now, if I smudge this, I could always go over the windows with a marker. We'll see. We'll see how this comes out. I'm going to get some clean water here. I'm going to blend this black a little bit more. Okay, I think that is all colored now. I think that's good. All right, maybe a little bit black over here. That is all done. All right, so I grabbed a couple markers. I grabbed RB10 and BG000. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to color in behind. Let's see, so over here we'll have blue. Maybe we'll have this room blue too. This room will have pink. might need to be a little darker. Let's see. Is that enough color? That is plenty of color. So I think what I want to do here, I want to give this a little bit of height. So what I'm going to do is I have some very skinny foam here. This is 1/16 of an inch. I am going to put some foam here. Let's see, can I put it across the bottom? Yes, I can. We'll put a piece in between the doors and the window. Now what would be really fun if you were making a new home card and you could get a little picture of the people that you were making the card for and have them in the door. That would be loads of fun. When my son moved a while back, I took him, his wife, and my granddaughter, and I put them in packing boxes, picking out of packing boxes in front of their house, which was kind of fun. So you can definitely personalize new home cards easily. Just put a picture of the people that own the house, that have bought their home. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. So sometimes you don't need really thick foam. You don't always need the eighth of an inch foam. Sometimes the 16th foam is just enough to give you a little bit of lift. Right, now this lines up exactly, so I need to make sure I line this up, or else it's gonna look very, very funny. There you go. Now that's going to be the front of the card. And we have our grass, and we have our card base, which, let me erase the 5x7 on there now. So I'm thinking this will be down here. This is going to sit here. And then I'm going to have this piece here. This is going to be the back. This piece here is 4 inches long. And you can make this as wide as you need it to be for your card, depending on the shape die you're using. But it needs to be about 4 inches long for a 5x7 card. And you're going to score 1/4 of an inch on the top and 1/4 of an inch on the bottom. This is going to be our easel mechanism. And it's just, as long as you have the 1/4 of an inch on the top, the 1/4 inch on the bottom, and you want it to be, if this is a 5x7 card, so 1/2 of 7 is 3.5. So I need 3.5 inches here, 1/4 of an inch on the top, 1/4 of an inch on the bottom. That gives me another 1/2 inch, so that's why I have a 4-inch card. So if you have a card a different size, you can use the same thing. You want to go half the measurement of the card and then add 1/4 inch on each side. So you can adapt this to any size card. All right, so I have this here. Question is, do I want to leave that white? I think I do want to leave that white. All right, so this is going to be here. This is going to attach here. And my congratulations on your new home will be here on the top. So I can actually bring this down a little bit. All right, so let's get this colored. So I think I want to color this in blue. So I'm just going to grab my blue ink brush and we'll grab some scratch paper, and I'm just going to use what's left on here. So I just want a little bit of color. I think that will be just fine. And here again, I think I want to use the 1/16 foam. this up. There we go. So let's get these glued together. Okay, I'm going to keep this right by the 5x7 card base because I want to make sure that I get this the right shape. So first let's glue this together. I want this flat. Yep, this will be flat. Put some glue on here. And we'll get this part done. This will go right in the middle. Like that. Now, bring in our 5x7 base. So this I definitely want on the bottom. So this is going to sit like this. So I'm going to put some glue across the bottom here. So I'm going to line this up right about where that little cut-in is. That way I know I have it on here straight. Okay. Now congratulations on your new home. We'll come up here. I'm going to turn this sideways just so I can see the top a little bit better. I'm going to line this up at the bottom, hold it down, and then I'm going to lay this up here because I want to make sure it's not overhanging the top of the card. And lay that like that. All right, so now I have a front that is 5x7. So now I'm going to take my 4-inch with the 1/4 inches on either side and erase all my pencils here. We're done with that. I'm going to put some glue on the back side here. Spread that out a little bit. And this will get glued to the top center of the card. All right, I'm going to fold this up to make sure the glue didn't go past where I wanted it to go. Erase that a little bit better. So now glue will go down here on the top of the other flap. So the top piece gets glued on the bottom piece gets glued on top. I'm going to lay this matching up the bottom of the card. And I'm going to lay it down and just hold it there for a minute. This is a quick grab glue, so it should be grabbing. I'm going to fold that down. Now I have a working easel. Just have to put the stopper in, just like that. So for the stopper, I have, may your home be a sanctuary of peace, comfort, and love. Here's to creating many happy memories under your new roof. So for this, I obviously need some foam. So I have to decide here. Let me close my glue before that gets clogged. Let me put this up here for a second. Do I want to put this together raised up, or do I want to separate it? I think I'm going to put it together. I have some Kingston paper here that is patterned, which I like, so I'm going to use that little piece there. And I think I want this to look like grass. So I think I'm just going to cover it with some green. Let's see how much is left on here. Oh, I'm going to need some more. So I'm going to grab some light spruce, I think. And I'm going to ink this up. Glue this together. And for the stopper, I just printed this out on my computer and then cut it out with a little lacy square piece I had. All right. Let's see what the inside looks like now, because this might be a little plain on the inside, so we might need to put some paper or something on the inside here. Yeah, I think that needs a little something here. So let me go grab some paper or something. I'll be right back. All right, so I grabbed this stencil. This stencil kind of looks like a stone path. So I think I'm just going to take this stencil and just stencil this with like a light gray. I am going to be brave and hold this down. I don't need it to be really, really dark. I just need something light. Yeah, that is plenty dark. And I'm going to fade it as we go up here. Fade to nothing. There we go. There we go. That's what it needed. So now I'll take my foam, make my stopper. And let's see, where do we want this to sit? About like that. We'll put this here. And there we have it. Easel card. Using a die that really was not the shape that I was looking for to make this card, but you can adapt it to make it work the way you want it to. So there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed this card. And until next time, stay crafty.